Hello, Garnet Trust supporters, Gamecock Central subscribers, and Gamecock fans. I'm Kendall Smith, back here for another exclusive interview presented by Garnet Trust. And today I am joined by a very special guest. She is Kat Berry. She is a sophomore forward on the women's soccer team here at South Carolina. You've probably heard her name because she has a ton of accomplishments and accolades in her 2 short years at Carolina. So Kat, welcome on. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for coming. How have things been with soccer training? I know that you finished up the season a couple of months ago, so how's spring training going for you?
Yeah, it's been really nice so far. Since I came to college, we actually haven't had a true off season because of our kind of extended COVID season last year. So kind of getting my first taste of like what a real spring off season is like. It's been different and interesting, but it's been nice just to kind of have like a slowed down change of pace and to be able to finally like as a team focus in on some things and work on some stuff that like really during season you just don't get the chance to. So it's been really nice and I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Unbelievable that you haven't had a true off season. I feel like it's been go, go, go for the soccer athletes, for the volleyball athletes as well. I know they did a similar thing last year because of COVID. But like I mentioned, this interview is sponsored by Garnet Trust, presented by Garnet Trust. And Garnet Trust is kind of new on the scene. I think a lot of people who are watching this video probably know about the new name, image, and likeness rules enacted by the NCAA, where athletes can profit off of their name, image, and likeness. And this interview being sponsored by Garnet Trust, Kat, we've got to talk about it because it is so exciting for athletes like you to have opportunities like these. So how do you think an organization like Garnet Trust can kind of change the landscape for athletes like you going forward?
Yeah, so name image likeness is not something I ever anticipated like getting past while I was at college. So it's been pretty amazing just to kind of see the trajectory of things since like it was being talked about and then how quickly it sort of moved. But the Garnet Trust is an amazing organization, and I think that it's just really cool to be able to see all of the work they're doing to help Gamecock athletes so far, and that includes all different sports, female and male athletes, and that's something that I'm really passionate about. So the fact that they've included like not just football players in kind of what they're doing in this movement that they're creating is really amazing. So I think that the support that they're going to give us will make a really strong foundation for NIL at Carolina, which is something that not a lot of other schools might have so far. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing where it continues to grow.
And I think so many people who have had the opportunity to watch these interviews have really, really enjoyed them. So not only a great opportunity for the athletes, but also a great opportunity for the supporters who receive so many benefits in turn. So if you're interested and you're watching this, you can head over to GarnetTrust.com for more. But Kat, I mentioned your accomplishments, your accolades. I have them written down here. Like, this is a pretty long list. I don't know if everybody can see it, of all of the things that Kat has already done during her time at Carolina. She was on the SEC tournament team her freshman year. She tied Ginny Ondo for the most game-winning goals as a freshman. She was on the 2021 SEC preseason watch list and was named SEC Freshman of the Week twice last year. I think the question I have to ask, Kat, is how did you go from high school to college and just hit the ground running so fast and have such a successful start to your career?
Yeah, it's a product of a lot of hard work over the course of many years, for sure. A lot of people have helped me get to like this point and to be able to be in the position I was in going into college, from my club coaches back when I was in Massachusetts playing for NEFC to my high school coaches and everyone in between who I've worked with. But coming in, you know, it is a little intimidating when you're a freshman, you're in a new situation, especially kind of like I mentioned with COVID and everything. We didn't get the opportunity to do as many things together as early on. So it was a little scary, but I just had to go and trust that I had put in all the work over the years to get to where I was, and that ultimately, no matter if it's here at Carolina, at home, wherever I'm playing, it's still soccer, and that's what ultimately I've been doing my entire life. It's what I love to do, and so that's something I always just try to remind myself, that I've put in all this work, and at the end of the day, it's still this same sport. It's just maybe on a different field or in a different jersey. And so I think that, coupled with just like, I think it's such an honor to be able to play in the Carolina uniform. So I take a lot of pride in that. And so I think that I kind of carry that edge when I go out on the field. So it's a lot of hard work, but also just like a pride in that I want to represent the school so well, and I want to ultimately just like defend kind of like our home turf and whatever it is that day, whoever we're playing. I want to beat other teams, and I want to represent Carolina well and help my team win. So I really just do whatever I'm asked for my team and trust the work that I've put in. And ultimately, like, I think that's led to a lot of my success so far.
Speaking of beating teams, South Carolina going pretty darn far in the NCAA tournament this year, making it to the Elite Eight. So congratulations on that accomplishment. Just looking back at this year, what are you most proud of? And then looking forward, what do you hope to improve on for your last 2 years at Carolina?
Yeah, so definitely what I'm most proud of this past season is just that we never stopped believing in us and what we were doing. I think during the middle to the end of the season, we had some little like rough patches just where we had a couple games where one bounce or one thing didn't quite go our way, and it was really frustrating. And I think there were moments where we were kind of all like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, this isn't how this was supposed to go. And I think when we hit the NCAA tournament and we drew UNC at UNC in the first round, it was kind of one of those moments where a lot of teams could have really easily just quit, just gave up, said, you know what, not our year, bad luck. We got UNC, the number 2 seed, at like on their turf. And so I think that something that I'm really, really proud of is our team never backed down, and we never gave up on what we knew we were capable of reaching. And so I think that that really showed that week going into that UNC game. We trained the best we've ever trained. Nobody ever doubted, that we were capable of winning that game. And I think that going in with that mentality and that attitude that we were as good, if not better, than any other team in the country really helped us. And it kind of gave us this chip on our shoulder. And we knew, like, yeah, this whole regular season didn't quite go the way we wanted it to, but we had a really good opportunity to kind of turn the tide in the postseason and like create something that we could really be proud of and like end our season off with an exclamation point. And so I think that the way we actually went out and executed that and never, like I said, gave up, we knew what we were capable of, and we went out there and actually finally proved it. And I think it took some time this year, but ultimately, like, we found it and we knew it was going to come. So just that we never like really gave up is definitely what I'm most proud of this year. And going into my next 2 years, challenging in the SEC is something that I really want for us as a team. My freshman year, we were so close. It came down to the last game of the season. And so I think that it's something that we have the talent to do, and we've just been a little bit short of it. And so I think that is a big goal of mine, is to kind of regain our title as perennial SEC title holders and contenders. And we've been right in the mix every year. So not that we've fallen too far, but I think that it's right within our reach. And I think that's something that I really, really want to lead Carolina having done, and continuing obviously to push for the NCAA tournament too. But I think that SEC is something that we take personally. So
You mentioned ending the season with an exclamation point. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. You guys finished really, really well this past season and beating UNC as well in that first round of the NCAA tournament. I don't think people really talk about this. You guys set the precedence for the football team to beat UNC in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Like, you were the first to do it. You were the trendsetter in 2021. So very, very impressive. Kat, something interesting about you is that your sister actually goes to school here at Carolina as well, and she works with the soccer team too, kind of on the media side of things. So what's it like going to the same school as your sister and then also having her work alongside of the team that you play for?
yeah, it's definitely been a really cool and kind of unique experience. We definitely are like a Carolina family, so it's something that, even not being from this area originally, it's kind of now like in the roots of my entire family. So it's been really cool. We kind of had like a unique path of both getting here, and it was sort of kind of an unprecedented thing. I came on a recruiting trip my freshman year of high school, and she came with me, and she's 2 years older than me actually. And so we both came to campus, and I had like an unofficial visit, and she just loved it also and was looking at schools at the time. And so she ended up applying too. And it just kind of like, I also fell in love with it on my visit. And so it ended up working out for both of us. And I think if anything, being here has just made us even closer. It's definitely something that brings us together. And even though we do very different things and kind of run in different circles a lot of the time, having that like soccer connection now and being able to both do what we love in kind of the same setting is really cool. And so We haven't had too many opportunities to do that before coming here, and so being able to like bring her on and watch her grow and succeed in her own right while I'm, playing on the field and kind of getting to have the intersection of those two things has really been amazing. And I'm super proud of all that she's accomplished, and it's been really fun to have her along and kind of be able to support each other even when we're really far away from home.
That is so cool and such a unique experience that you two get to share together. It kind of reminds me of me and my brother. He played college baseball, and I actually got into announcing and reporting and broadcasting because in high school I would announce all of the baseball games that he was playing in. So I was kind of like your sister. He was the star athlete and he had all of the athletic ability. But yeah, such a unique experience that you two are sharing together. Now, Kat, for anybody who hasn't been to a women's soccer game, maybe they go to football games, basketball games, baseball, what's your pitch as to why people should come out to the Graveyard and watch some South Carolina women's soccer?
Yes, so you mentioned it a little bit there, but we do call it the Graveyard. It is one of the best atmospheres in all of college soccer, thanks to all of our amazing Gamecock supporters and fans. We have a dedicated women's soccer only supporters group called the Graveyard Shift that comes out to every game. They play drums, they make chants, they have like loud noisemakers called vuvuzelas that are a traditional kind of soccer thing that they bring out. So it's a really loud crowd. They get everyone into it. We have a great supporters group called Familia FC. They do tailgates and all come out to the games. And then the students are what really makes the difference a lot of the times for us. So we have perennially one of the best attendance records in all of the NCAA. And so it's the fans that kind of push us on and make our team, soccer's a long game, 90 minutes. So they're the difference makers for us. They really kind of push us on and continue to encourage us throughout the game. And like I said a little bit earlier, but our team is really an amazing group of girls, amazing athletes, amazing people. So if you want to come watch another set of Gamecock athletes that are just out of this world, I definitely recommend. You'll see some phenomenal soccer playing, but also just great people. We love to talk to fans after the game, so there's opportunities to come on, get autographs, come out to the tailgates, everything like that. But I think people underestimate how exciting soccer can be. So it's a pretty physical sport, which I know a lot of people love, especially in football land down here where that's a big thing. But it is more physical than you'd think, and it's really exciting. And like I said, the crowd gets into it. It's a blast. So I really, really encourage anyone who hasn't been to a game to definitely check it out this fall. For students, you can get points to football games and stuff, which makes a huge difference too. So you can kind of do it all at once, but it's definitely a great way to support other Gamecocks and especially another women's sport.
I can second that and definitely vouch for women's soccer games. They are so much fun. I have been to several in my time at Carolina. Always enjoy it. Love Coach Shelley Smith. She does a fantastic job with the program as well. So yes, go to a game if you've never been because it is a lot of fun. And like you said, very physical, very fun to watch, like constantly something going on. So if you haven't made it out yet, next fall, make sure you are there. Kat, I always do a little rapid fire segment when I talk to athletes, just so that our fans can kind of get to know you a little bit more on a personal level. So are you down for some rapid fire?
All right, let's do it.
All right, here we go. First one, do you have a secret talent off of the field?
Ooh, a secret talent. I can solve a Rubik's Cube. I would say that's kind of a hidden talent that I learned.
That is very impressive. So next question, you're from Massachusetts, so kind of up in the cold weather area. Do you prefer a freezing cold winter, like in Massachusetts, or a super hot, like 100 plus degree summer in Columbia?
It's tough, but I probably have to go with the summer. I've had enough of the winters, so I've gotten my fair share by now.
Maybe easier to play soccer even when it's super hot. Although I don't know, because you probably get dehydrated faster, like just very exhausting to be out there, especially on a turf field. Oh man.
Yeah, go out early in the day.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have a pregame hype song?
That's a good question. I don't have one specifically. We have like a whole like list of them that we do before every game as a team, but I usually rock with whatever our team is rocking with at that time.
Favorite sport besides soccer?
Basketball.
Basketball. Okay, so you're a Gamecock women's basketball fan, I would assume.
Gamecock women's basketball fan, for sure. Yeah.
I saw your tweet the other day when Asia Wilson was at the game. You were trying
I know. I was like, my roommate and I were like fangirling, freaking out. And I used to play basketball against Aaliyah in high school. So kind of a small world thing. So I actually guarded her one time in high school. It's like my favorite story to tell. Junior year when she was a senior, our teams were like big rivals. So it's kind of a small world, and we both ended up at Carolina. So I love that little story to be able to tell people.
Oh my gosh, that's a great story. I couldn't even imagine guarding Aaliyah Boston. She is unbelievable. We got the star soccer player, the star basketball player coming from the state of Massachusetts. I don't know what it is, but I guess they just generate some great athletes up there. Kat, do you have a dream job outside of playing soccer?
I want to be a orthopedic doctor.
Ooh, that's impressive. That is very impressive. Anything medical related is a no-go for me. So anybody else who does it, I'm like, that is very amazing. Good for you. Okay, cookout milkshake flavors. Which is your favorite? Because cookout is a staple down here in the South.
For sure. I'm an Oreo milkshake girl. That's my favorite all time.
Perfect. I think that's a good one always to go with. Okay, we talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but just really quickly, why should people support Garnet Trust and help out athletes like you?
Yeah, Garnet Trust is doing amazing things. It's helping to support athletes in all different sports and helping us be able to kind of, start to build our brands and make our lives outside of sports and continue to grow and be able to support ourselves. And also, I think especially, I know as a female athlete that they're supporting us and a lot of the other sports that as a professional soccer player, you can't always make a ton of money. So name, image, likeness is helping people like me and my sport and my teammates be able to do things like start to build our brand and supporting sports that need to start doing that early on. So I think the name, image, likeness and everything the Garnet Trust is doing for female sports and sports in general is really amazing, in that it helps just to continue to support athletes. We'll bring exclusive content to you and cool new opportunities to get connected with different athletes, which is amazing. And it gives us an opportunity to reach out and get involved in our community. So that's especially what I love about Garnet Trust, is it connects us to all of you guys and all of the amazing Gamecock fan base. So definitely support if you can. We really appreciate it. And I'm really excited about everything that they're continuing to do and will do.
Kat, I think you could be a Garnet Trust spokeswoman. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me in an interview today presented by Garnet Trust. Everybody watching, if you're interested, head over to GarnetTrust.com. Kat, keep doing great things on and off of the soccer field. We are so excited to watch your journey continue to unfold here at Carolina. She's Kat Berry from the South Carolina women's soccer team. I'm Kendall Smith, and we will see you guys soon.
Thank you.